Welcome to Python 101. Today we're going to talk about how to create data frames in Python. There's a library called pandas, and in pandas you will be able to create data frames just like what you do in Excel. Let's just go ahead. Before you do that, let's import pandas library, and we give it an alias called PD, and we also import numpy as np. Next, the first method to create a data frame is to use list. In this list, we have 3 lists in the list, and in each list, there are information concerning a person. In this list itself, we have James, the name, and we have the height, 175, and we have the weight, 75. This is the first observation. And the second is Tom, also with the height of 165, the weight of 65, and followed by Susan, height of 167, and the weight of 66. Once you have generated the list, you can assign it to a name called mylist or any other name which you may want to use. Second step is to initiate the data frame with this command PD. PD is the alias for pandas. Dot data frame. Remember, you have a capital D and a capital F, followed by curve bracket. And within the curve bracket, you have 2 arguments. The first argument is to put in a list over here. And the second argument is the columns, whereby you type in the name, the height, and the weight. So there are 3 columns here. So after that, you assign it to a data frame variable. In this exercise, I called it df. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, to display, I just type in df again, run it. Okay, as you can see here, each list is actually 1 row. So in this list here, we have James 175 and 75. This appears as the first row with the index 0. And Tom as well with the index 1, and Susan with index 2. Alternatively, you can key in straight here. Instead of assigning to a variable, you can key in directly into the data frame. In place of my list, you can key it in right here. And with columns, you still put in the as per normal. And you can initiate it, you can run it, and you will still show the same thing. Okay. Now, the second method is to use the dictionary. Now, just in case you haven't seen a dictionary consists of 2 elements. It consists of the key here, and if for each key, there is a value. In this case, the value is also a list. So there are key value pairs. So for a dictionary, you key in the key with the code and followed by the value. If it's more than 1 value, you just encapsulate with a list square bracket. And the same thing for height. This is the second key. And this is the values, which consists of the 3 heights. And weight, which is the third key. And after that, you have the 3 weights over here. Then you initiate the data frame here by passing the argument which consists of this dictionary. And let's run it. Again, as you can see, you have the same output, but the different way of keying in the values, they are different. The list and dictionary are different. As you can see here, the key represents the column. In this case is the column name. And in this second key of the dictionary, you have the height. The height consists of 175, 165, and 167. And the third is the weight. So if you're going to use the dictionary to create the data frame, this becomes the column. Each list becomes the column. The value here becomes the column. Whereas in the list, this list consists of the observation and not the columns. But for a dictionary, this is actually the column and the column. And you can see the difference here. Alternatively, instead of assigning it to a dictionary called my file, you can just key in the dictionary directly. Because the dictionary already has the column name, you don't have to add in the column names as in right here, the previous method of creating a data frame. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so you have the same result. Now let's talk about the third method. The third method is to load a CSV and convert it to a data frame. In order to do that, you have to initiate PD, which is pandas .read_CSV, followed by the bracket, and within the bracket, you just key in the name of the CSV file. Okay, and let's run it again. Okay, it's the same thing. So this is the easiest. This is the easiest to load the CSV to create data frame. All right, next one. The next example, I have actually pre-created this data frame here using the method of the dictionary. So the first key is the name that consists of all the names here, which means this is column name, column number 1, which is the column name is called name. And in these columns, it consists of all the names. The second column is gender, which is the second key of this dictionary. And in this column, it consists of all the gender, either F or M. The third column, which is the third key, consists of department. And here we have the names of all the departments, and salary, competency, age and height, and so on. I have keyed that in. So let's go run it and see what we have. Show it. There you go. There you go. So as you can see here, the first key here is actually the first column, name. And whatever is in this list, which is under the first column name here, also appears in this column. So for dictionary is column wise, is the column wise. So whatever you key in under this key called name are all columns. Just remember that. And I also want to show you how you can save this data frame into a CSV. To do that, you have to key in df, which is the name of the data frame, .to_CSV, followed by the arguments is, this is the name of the CSV file which I've created. It can be anything. But in this case, I just give it HR records .csv. And the second argument is index equals to false, because you don't want pandas to generate additional index into the CSV. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, now it is actually saved into your drive. To find out the directory where this file is saved on, you just key in pwd in your Jupyter Notebook. Okay, let's run it. See, this is the name of my directory. It's in the users and Chongming. This is the end of the first presentation. I will have another video that's coming up very soon concerning working with pandas. Thank you.